President Akufo-Addo has directed Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to probe the structural difficulties that caused the recurring depreciation of the Ghana cedi and bring up solutions to the problem. The Finance Minister has thus announced the setting up of a bipartisan committee to probe the challenge.
Addressing Parliament today, Ken Ofori-Atta said the country's exit from the IMF Extended Credit Facility, the oversubscription of the 2019 Eurobond and the rebound of the cedi in the face of recent difficulties are fruits of the government's superior economic strategy. There's more in this report by City News' parliamentary correspondent, Duke Mensah-Opoku.
The Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta was in the House to brief MPs on some recent happenings regarding the economy. He indicated that government had made serious gains in managing the finances of the country, culminating in the exit from the IMF program. He was quick to add that the president had directed the formation of a bipartisan committee to come up with solutions to the perennial challenge of cedi depreciation. He says the committee will be set up in the next 10 days.
Mr. Speaker, the president has directed that I investigate the structural causes for the depreciation of the cedi and to propose measures to address the situation. The government and I will put a bipartisan committee together to proceed immediately.
But the minority disagrees. Bolga Central MP Isaac Adongo had these words for government.
The level of vulnerability of our country, as we speak today, Mr. Speaker, Bloomberg is reporting today, as of today, Bloomberg is reporting that Ghana's currency remains the worst performing currency in Africa. The
Information Minister Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah, however, touted government's achievement in restoring confidence in the economy.
Mr. Speaker, the people of Ghana also have a responsibility in this irreversibility agenda. If there is a group of people who show competence in bringing us out of these programs every time, another group that show competence in taking us into these programs, then the people of Ghana have a responsibility to keep this economy in the hands of those who show the competence in bringing us out of these programs.
The minority leader Harry Naidrusu, in an engagement with the media, later insisted that there is nothing stellar about the performance of the Akufo-Addo administration with regard to the economy.
To some politics now, and the NDC and the NPP have expressed various opinions on a decision by the Electoral Commission to compile a new voters register. The Commission, after an IPAC meeting on Wednesday, said one of the issues discussed was the compilation of a new voters register for the 2020 elections. But the NDC says that subject was not on the agenda of the IPAC meeting and that it was only mentioned in passing. For the governing NPP, they have welcomed the move and are positioning themselves for the exercise. City News' Kojo Ajiman has more in this report.
Among the decisions taken at the IPAC meeting was the conduct of the district-level elections for assembly members, together with the referendum on the election of metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives in the last quarter of this year. In view of this, the Commission will undertake a limited voter registration exercise in May. The controversial issue is the compilation of the new voters register. For the National Democratic Congress, once the compilation of the new voters register was not on the agenda and was not extensively deliberated, it has issues with the Commission's communique. The party says, though it is not against the move, such a decision should have been discussed by stakeholders.
The point is that we are generally not against compilation of a new voters register when it is due. Do you understand me? We haven't even gotten there at all. The credibility of an entire election is dependent on a credible voters register.
The NPP, on the other hand, says they were informed about the move and will monitor the Commission when the exercise begins.
The New Patriotic Party is looking up to the EC to conduct its activities in accordance with the law. They've told us that they're going to compile new register. What we expect of them is to have a transparent order of organizing a new register for the nation.
The response to concerns raised by some of the parties, the Electoral Commission says it is not entirely obliged to discuss such an exercise with them.
No, let me make this point very, very clear. Let me make it clear. If the Electoral Commission wants to have a new register, we don't have to consult the political parties to do it. By law, we have the right. The Constitution makes it very clear for us.
Now, in some other news, the local chapter of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, at the University of Education, Winneba, have condemned the national president of UTAG, Dr. Eric Opoku-Mensah, over the association's stance on the UEW saga.
According to the group, the national UTAG president incited the protesting students, which resulted in the destruction of property on campus. Addressing the media on the campus of UEW, Eric Sechin-Ketia, a member of UTAG and a senior lecturer at the university, called on UTAG to stop meddling in the affairs of the university since it has failed in its mandate to be a mediator.
According to the group, it is unethical and morally wrong for the UTAG national president to take such a stance. UTAG has, among other things, called for the resignation of the Vice-Chancellor, Reverend Professor Afo Bruni, and the university's governing council chair. Hello again. Residents of Konkomba and Chirpo, both suburbs of Yeji in Pro East district of the Bono East region, say movement at night has become a nightmare for them due to the absence of street lights. The residents say they are generally unable to move freely for fear of being attacked. They have therefore called on the Pro East district to fix their street lights. Correspondent Michael Saponofum spent a night in the communities and reports.
Konkomba and Chirpo are suburbs of Yeji, with a population of about 5,000. Nightlife has, however, become a nightmare for the residents of these two communities because of the absence of street lights. The lights have not been working for the last 4 years. Like other power consumers in Ghana, residents of these two communities also pay some levy for street lights each time they purchase electricity. For residents of Konkomba and Chirpo, they sometimes wish that night never comes. Some of them spoke about how they've been victims of robbery in the night.
Konkomba traditional area, ya tuaba sa abre. By a ben biad obebano, one fee.
But the district assembly is only giving promises. The district chief executive for Pro East, Joshua Kwakwa Bonkra, says he has plans to restore the street lights in the two communities, but could not give a specific timeline.
Plans are far advanced. I have invited some consultants, and they have come to look around, looking at the street lights problem.
The district chief executive also spoke about why electrical materials meant to be used for extension of electricity to some communities have been abandoned for several months.
For me, myself, I had a lot of questions to ask, and here the contractor is no more outside.
Residents of Konkomba and Chirpo, two suburbs of Yeji Township, are calling on the Pro East Assembly to bring back their street lights.